Hey everyone, today we're making delicious Italian pickled vegetables known as giardiniera. Giardiniera is Italian for from the garden. It's a pickled vegetable condiment originating in Italy and widely used in American and Italian-American kitchens. It's really easy to make with just some time required to salt the vegetables and then wait for a few days before consuming. It keeps for weeks in the fridge. It's versatile and you can add more or less of the vegetables according to your preference. You can make it spicier by adding more chili flakes or even bird's eye chilies. It makes a great side dish for meat, rice, and pasta dishes. If minced up, it makes a great relish for all types of sandwiches and wraps. I recently used this in my diner-style tuna melts recipe. So for this recipe, we have approximately 3 cups of chopped cauliflower cut into small florets, and make sure the cauliflower as well as all the other vegetables are really fresh. So add all the vegetables to a colander to rinse later. Next, we're going to chop up some carrot and always chop up into uniform sized pieces. You could also cut it into small circles. If you have a crinkle cutting knife or a zigzag knife, it will make for better presentation. So you have about 1 to 1.5 cups of carrot here, and my family loves the carrot, so I often add more. Next, we have 3/4 to 1 cup of celery that has been sliced as well. Here I have some mixed mini peppers, yellow, orange, and red, and we're just going to slice that up as well. Makes about 1 cup of mini peppers, and this is to add a little bit of color to the pickle as well as add some flavor. And to add just a little bit of heat, I'm using 2 fresh mild chilies. If you like it spicier, you can use hotter chilies. I'm using 1 red, 1 green, again for that color factor. Just slice it and then add that as well. Boratane onions are often used in giardiniera. You can use it if you can find it, but it is not easy to find everywhere. You can also use silver skin onions as I've used here. If you're using the fresh onions, you can add them along with the vegetables now, and if you're using the jarred pickled onions, you can add them in later. So once all the vegetables are chopped, we're just going to give it a good rinse in a colander, drain it, and then add it to a non-reactive pot. Add about 1 3/4 tablespoons of salt and enough water to cover the vegetables. Now we're just going to cover this and set this aside for at least 6 hours or up to overnight. Next day, when you're ready to make the pickle, just drain the vegetables once again. Give it a taste. If it is too salty, you can give it a single rinse. And since I couldn't find the fresh boratane onions, I'm using pickled silver skin onions instead. I'm not going to be using the pickling solution that they came in. I'm just going to drain that along with these vegetables. I don't want that solution because we will be making our own pickling solution. Before we start to make the pickling solution, we're actually going to prepare the jars into which the vegetables and the pickling solution are going to be added. For this, you need sterilized jars that have been heated and dried earlier, and to each jar you're going to add the following spices: 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, 1/8 of a teaspoon of coriander seeds, a pinch of yellow mustard seeds, a pinch of fennel seeds, a pinch of black peppercorns, a pinch of chili pepper flakes, and 1 bay leaf. So to this, we're going to add those drained vegetables, pack them in tightly. Needed another jar, so I'm repeating with all the spices before I add the remaining vegetables. To each jar, we're going to add 2 large cloves of garlic that have been sliced through the middle. And now we're ready to make the pickling solution. For this, to a saucepan, add 2 cups of water along with 2 cups of vinegar. You could add a smaller ratio of vinegar, but I find the 1:1 ratio is better when you like to preserve the pickles for a bit longer. To this solution, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of salt and half a tablespoon of sugar, which is optional. You can leave it out if you don't want the sugar, and just bring it to a boil. As soon as it comes to a boil, you can remove this from heat. And then we're going to pour it over our vegetables, just enough to cover those vegetables. And finally, we're going to pour 1 tablespoon of olive oil over the top of the vegetables in each jar. Don't mix this. And once it's cooled down, you can cover them with tight-fitting lids. Leave it at room temperature for 1 or 2 days and then refrigerate. This keeps really well for up to 3 weeks. I hope you like this quick video recipe for pickled Italian vegetables, or giardiniera. See you next time with another recipe. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.